Hey everyone, this is Jeanette, and I wanted to thank you for coming back for another one of my videos. This time I'm going to be using the Dinosaur Tracks cartridge from Provocraft, and I ordered this cartridge about a month ago as a pre-order, and I was really happy to come home on Monday and find this in my mailbox. I didn't get a chance to sit down and play with it last night, and I'm gonna show you what I came up with. First, I'm gonna go over this cartridge with you very quickly. It has a lot of cute little cuts in it. Let me see if I can get this to show. It has several little dinosaurs on it. It has of course, the quick project, like they all do. And just to show you some of the cuts that are on here. I can't say a lot of these dinosaur names, but I will show them the pictures to you. This is the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And he's got some tags. And he can be cut as a fossil, the same for all of them. There's a Velociraptor here, and again, with the fossil that can be cut as a fossil and a tag. There is this cute little guy. I don't know if you remember this one from Jurassic Park, but he's the one that kind of flare up his neck muscles or the neck fan and kind of attack you by doing that. And again, as a tag or a fossil, it's got the Triceratops, which is the one that I'm going to be using for my card. It's got some insects on it. It's got a beetle. It's got a centipede. It's got looks like a mosquito to me. I don't know if that's what it is. It's got some mountains. It's got a volcano. It's got a palm tree. It's got some different leaves. And then it's got some of the brushes like an archaeologist would use, and the little shovels. And the little pick. And then I think this part is really cute. It's got fossils. The dinosaur track fossils and different types of tracks. And then it's got a full fossil of one of the dinosaur skeletons. And then the one of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I just think this is an adorable little cartridge. I hope to be able to sit down and play with it a little bit more than what I have. But I want to show you the card that I came up with last night. And this is my card. This is, I didn't stamp a sentiment on this or anything. This is just a a Triceratops card. And I used a little bit of the different features of this card. And I'm going to explain exactly what I did and how I did it. My card base was just a regular sheet of the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Then I went ahead and scored at 5.5 inches. Folded it in half, and it gave me my card base. I thought this project would have been a good one to go through my scraps for, so I did. And this blue piece of paper, I found it the way it is right now, the way it was shaped with the different ridges on it. And I thought, well, that would be good for you to use as like the background for the sky. And this would be kind of like looking over the horizon where you see the whiter color sky coming in. And then for the mountains, I went ahead and used the mountain cut. I used this cut right here, and it's on page 65. And I went ahead and cut the mountains at 2 1/4 inches. And I used a textured paper for that. And then I went ahead and I inked around the mountains themselves with a black stamp pad. And then it was a lot longer than the card was, so I just kind of moved it back and forth and figured out where I wanted how I wanted the mountain situated, and then I trimmed the edges off even with the card. Then on page 64 is the volcano cut, and I cut the volcano at 2 inches. I cut the base, and then I used a pattern paper to cut the volcano part. My base I cut in black, so then when the volcano top cut and these little jaggedy lines were cut, it would show the black coming through. And then the lava part is right here, and that's on your layers button without the shift. And then I put that on here. I went ahead and I took my ink pad and I went around the red part, and I used black ink pad on that to make that stand out a little bit more when I put it up against the mountain. And then I went ahead and added my stickles. Those are the burgundy stickles. Then I cut my Triceratops, and she is on page 37. I cut the base of the Triceratops, which is right here. I cut that at 2 inches, and I cut it using a dark brown paper. Then using my shift key, I cut the body part with the little holes here, which is this part right here. And I cut that out of a rust colored paper and went ahead and put that on the base. Then I cut, using the layers, I cut the bottom part of her in like a creamish color, and that is her little horns, the under part of the tail, and the body. Then on page, let me see exactly here if I can find it again. Right after the mountains here. And then on page 66 is the pine tree, or the palm tree, I'm sorry. And I cut the base of the palm tree at 3 3/4 inches. And I cut the base in black. Then I cut the trunk part in like a gray. And I inked around it with the black to give the trunk a little bit of dimension. And then using some scraps from my stash, I hit my layers button, and I cut out the palm part of the tree. And then to give that some dimension, I just took a green ink pad and kind of randomly rubbed the pad up against that. Put my tree together. Then it was time to assemble the card. To assemble the card, again, I put my blue flush on the card. The mountains were flush. I pop darted the volcano and used a little bit of cotton, and I rubbed an ink pad over the top of the cotton to make it look the black like smoke. Then I adhered my palm tree, and I put pop dots all along the top of the trunk. And then I put another thin layer of pop dots between the palm part and the base to kind of give the tree a little bit dimension, and you can see that from the top right there. Then I went ahead and I pop dotted the Triceratops and adhered her to the card. I was pretty happy with the way this came out, being it was my first attempt, and I'm really looking forward to exploring more of this cartridge. I want to thank you for dropping by and paying me a visit this evening. I would love your comments on this card. Please rate and leave me a comment. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you.